You gotta love Twitter bullies, especially if they represent Star Wars.
Yeah, Drunk 3PO is doing pretty good. I want to get to know that guy.
I want to introduce you to my good friend Steven. I have put his Twitter link below. Please go and follow him and tell him how much you appreciate him and his artwork. He is an artist. He does incredible artwork. That's what he does. And he also loves Star Wars. He put together this picture. Check out this picture. It's got a lot of the old, actually all of the old original cast members in there. They're all sitting in the Falcon. They're all smiling. They're all having a good time. And he writes, "What should have been in Star Wars?" Now, does that picture really bother anyone? But it did bother some people. You see, he tweeted that out on his Twitter, and it pretty much went viral. Everybody started retweeting it, copying it, making comments, saying how they can improve it, things and that. You know, just normal stuff, chit-chat. And then all of a sudden, it got retweeted so much that it caught the attention of Last Jedi defenders. It caught the attention of this Twitter account, Star Wars Stuff, you know, and it has a large following, and yet it's one of those Twitter accounts that has a large following and only follows like 10 people because they really want to look cool, you know, like that kind of thing. They just want to look cool, saying, look how many people follow us and we only follow a certain segment. Well, they went out and said this: just go watch the original trilogy if you want to see them all together. This isn't their trilogy. The sequel trilogy is predominantly aimed at a new generation and bringing those who never experienced it before. New characters and new stories for people to look up to. And here is the big problem that we've been having with Star Wars. If you don't like what we are doing, if you don't agree with what we're trying to push, if you don't like The Last Jedi, move along. Go do something else. And the fact that he's telling him what to do makes it even worse. I really feel that this whole split down the fandom, and it is a split. We're not a minority here. I'm just letting you know. This split down the fandom probably would have been a lot not as deep in the water if people like you, Star Wars Stuff, would just let us talk, get stuff out, trying to figure stuff out, and let us go through things without you attacking us. You see, that was my issue. I was asking questions. I was attacked. I didn't like The Last Jedi. I asked more questions. I was attacked. I was called names. I was called a racist, for crying out loud. Are you kidding me? For not liking a movie. And so that just started something in me to say, hey, look, those people are over there. I'm going to be over here. I'm going to fight for what I believe in. They're going to fight for what they believe in. Because I think what Disney's doing with Star Wars is dumb. I don't agree with it. I could not agree with what they did with Luke. I will never agree with what they did with Luke. I will never agree with Rian Johnson's mental fart of a movie, in my opinion. Now, that's my opinion. That's what I believe in. My friends, most of my friends believe the same thing. And if you don't like what I have to say, just move along. Just move along. If you don't like what I have to tweet, just move along. You don't have to say anything. You see, the only reason why we attack people is because we get attacked first. If you just let me state my opinion and just leave me alone, just move along. I don't understand. And the fact that you went to my friend Steven and now you're telling him what to do just shows the kind of attitude that we have been talking about for the last year. That is the kind of attitude that we've been dealing with. That is the kind of attitude we want out of Star Wars. And that is the kind of attitude we don't want near us. I don't understand this. I don't understand why you have to attack my friend Steven, because I'm not going to let you attack my friend Steven. Star Wars Stuff, you could have seen that picture and you could have just moved along. Move along. Well, this was one of the great rebuttals to that tweet. And this is exactly how many of us feel on this side of the fandom. Fandom Menace Army says, imagine you're a fan of a sports team for 40 years. Some new fans come along and want to change everything about your team. They tell you it's not your team anymore, and it's for new fans. You can just go watch the old games. What a perfect response. That's exactly how we feel. We've invested a lot of time and money into this thing, and then for you to come along and say, hey, this is what we're going to give you, and if you don't like it, move along, do whatever you got to do, but just leave us alone. This is the new Star Wars now. It belongs to us. It doesn't belong to you. That's what you guys have been telling us, and we're getting really sick of it. The YouTubers that are out there that make fun of us for complaining, the anti-Last Jedi crowd, they complain that we make videos of hate and anger and we do this to get views and clicks, but they turn around and do the exact same thing. I can name a list of several of YouTubers that have 100 plus, 200 plus subscribers that aren't growing, by the way. It's just kind of staying the same because their message isn't being heard anymore. And they make fun of us and they use us, you know, to get views and to get clicks. So I don't want to hear it. But I will tell you this. The one thing I will say about my side of the fandom is that we will not let our friends be attacked. I want everyone to go to Steven's Twitter account, man, and just follow him and tell him you appreciate him. Tell him that you got his back. Tell him that we're with him, you know, and that we're not going to let people just boss you around and tell you what to do. If you want to make Star Wars memes or a Star Wars picture or a Star Wars painting on how you want to see Star Wars, Steven, go do it. We got your back. We got your back. And if any of these stupid people like Star Wars stuff think that because they think that they own a piece of Star Wars can tell you what to do, we'll take care of that too.